Hey guys, it's Lisa from TwoCreateAWebsite.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to create a sleek looking frontal portrait header for your website. And kind of like I've done for my personal blog, LisaIrby.com. I know a lot of you guys are like, I didn't even know you had a personal blog. Well, I do, but I don't really update it a lot. In fact, I just updated it for the first time yesterday, and it had been a year since the last time I'd updated. So it's just a personal blog. It's nothing serious. It doesn't make any money. So stop by and say hi. I don't get a lot of comments because I don't write for it much, but just stop by and say hi when you get a chance. But anyway, I just redid this header yesterday, and I was going to just show you guys how I did it. So the first thing you're going to do, obviously, is take a picture of yourself, and you'll want a picture that's a pretty good size, especially if your header is a decent height. For example, this header right here that you're looking at is about 231 pixels in height. So it's a good size header. So you want to take a close shot of yourself, and I'm actually going to use a girl that I got from photos.com, and we're going to use her as the example. So the first thing you're going to do, take a picture of yourself, and then you're going to crop it down to where you pretty much just have the face. But it depends on how you want to do this. If you want your neck and something else to be showing, that's fine. But for this example, we're going to just crop it down right below her face. So I'm in Photoshop. I've selected the rectangular marquee tool here. And I'm just going to drag. We're going to go about to there. And I'm going to just say image, crop. Okay? Now, the next thing you're going to do is decide on the base color for your header. So for my header, my base color was this purplish color. So in this example, let's use this blue here that's behind her. We're going to use that as our base color. It's important that you decide what you want to do here or the color you want to use, because that color is going to be like the default color that all the image filters and everything that we're going to do is going to use. So how you do that is you go over here to your foreground color. And as you can see, mine is purple because I just did mine prior to this. So we're going to change it to this blue color. So you're just going to click the foreground color, and we're going to use the eyedropper tool and just select right over here on the edge. And see how it just changed the swatch to this color. And here's the hex color down here if you're going to need to use this color later, maybe for some links or something. So you're just going to say, okay. So this is the base color that we're going to work with this header, okay? Now, the next thing that we're going to do is give her a gradient hue over her face, kind of like I did here. Notice how my face is kind of purple. As most of you guys know, I don't look like that in real life, thank goodness. So it's just a nice little effect that you can use with Photoshop. So we're going to go back to our girl here. We're going to call her Janet. Okay, we're going to go back to Janet. And we're going to go up to Image, Adjustments, and we're going to go to Gradient Map. And notice right away, it gave her this kind of bluish hue or gradient over her face. And if you look at the gradient bar here, it goes from blue to white. It shows those colors because that's what I selected over here at the beginning of the video. So now you see why it's important to get your colors set early so everything is based off that color. So I don't know about you, but I think that's just a little too much color. It's kind of just washed her out. So let's click this gradient bar here, and it pulls up the gradient editor. And let's just double click here, right on this little color stop. I didn't know what it was called until it just put up the name. So click the color stop. And we're going to make this a little darker so we can see her features a little better. So let's just move over to the right just a little bit and click. Notice how she's getting more clear. See that? Okay, that's good enough. So we're going to say okay, say okay, say okay. All right, so now we've got our hue over her face. So now we're ready to do the rest of the header. So let's open up a new palette, go File, New, and it's already the size that I need. You can do whatever size you need. For this example, I'm going to use 850 by 235 for the width and the height of the header. So we're going to say OK. Now, we need to give this a base color. So let's go over here and double click the background and get this lock off of here. Okay. So there are many ways to paint a new palette. You can use the paint bucket tool. You can give it a color overlay. I always use the color overlay. It's just what I like to use. Let me move this over here so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is right click the layer and say blending options. And I'm going to do color overlay. And the default is red. I want to change it. So we're going to click this swatch here. And the color I want to use is this color right here on the edge. Remember, it's a little different from the original foreground color because I changed it up a little bit after I chose her gradient color. So we're going to use the eyedropper tool and just select over here, right on the edge, because we're going to blend this picture into the rest of the header. So that's why you want the color right here on the edge. So click it. Notice that the color overlay changed right here. So we're going to say OK, OK. And also, you can see that, let's move this out the way so you can see. You can see now that we have a bluish background for our palette. So now what we want to do is we want to move her over here. Now, one thing I forgot to do was size her down. She's way too big. Now remember, the height of the header was 235, so we want to make her about the same size. So we're going to go up to image size, and we're going to make her, let's make her height about 240 to give us a little leeway. And Photoshop automatically adjusts the width so it's proportionate to whatever height I selected. So I'm going to say OK. So now she's ready to go. So let's use the, I forgot what this tool is called. The move tool. Yeah, there it is, the move tool. You're going to select that. See, I'm not a Photoshop guru, guys. I'm learning as I go here. So you're going to take the move tool and drag her over to our new palette. And we're going to move her over to the left. And now you can see we've got this line here. It's not blended very well. So if you want to kind of blend her into the other layer a bit better, you can select your blur tool over here. See, it's already selected. And then you're going to take your blur tool and just kind of blend this line a little bit. And what it does, it just softens up this line. I'm just holding down my mouse and just kind of coloring over this line to kind of soften it a bit. So you've got a nice little blend there. Okay? So that's it, guys. So now you're ready to give your header a title. You can either use your WordPress blog title and position it where you want, or you can make it part of the graphic. So you can come over here and use your text tool. And let's say we want to make it a darker blue. So we choose our color for the text, say OK. And we're going to just type my blog title, and you can select it and you can make it a little bit bigger if you want. So let's make ours 90 just for the heck of it. You want to change the font and come over here and change the font. You can play around with different, I don't like that. You can play around with different fonts. We'll just leave it that for now and say check and use our move tool to move it around. If you want to give it a shadow, you can come over here to your layer palette and you can right click this layer and say blending options and select drop shadow, and it automatically gives your header a nice little drop shadow. And there you go. And now you're ready to upload it to your site or your blog, and you've got this really cool gradient laced profile, sleek looking facial header. I'm in a crazy mood today, as you guys can tell. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about Photoshop, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and stay tuned, because in the near future, I'm going to show you how easy it was to create this background that I have here for this blog. So stay tuned for that. So see you guys in the next video. Check out my blog, lisairby.com. Stop by, say hi. Sorry I don't update it a lot, but whatever. You guys don't care. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.